Hello, everybody, plus your note takers. If you're not here in person, shame on you. But thank you for those who have joined us. We are so glad you are here. And I am Lisa Vo. This is my co-host.
What's up? I'm Chase. Nice to see you guys. By the way, Lisa, I'll take over one quick sec. If you're on the call and you're here, turn your cameras on, please. It's so much more fun to see smiling faces and interactions and stuff versus just talk to a screen. So if you can, if you forgot your makeup, I forgot mine too. So don't worry about it.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining. Again, I'm Lisa Vo. This is Chase Whitney. We are co-founders of Real Estate Coaching Collective. I guess you kind of heard of us, which is how you kind of landed on this event today. But we are talking about a topic that is near and dear to both of our hearts. So Chase and I operate very much almost like a single agent, solo agent. And like, if you talk about like bootstrapping things and the lowest bottom cost that you could possibly get for free without like stealing someone's right hand, that would probably be me and Chase with some of these tech tools. Cause I've got like a budget of like $10 because that's like my startup. So let's talk about all the great things, right? That this is geared towards solos agents. Now, I've used a lot of these tools for 13 years in the real estate business. I still use some of these till today, right? So just because you grow your team doesn't mean that you can stop using these. You may want to upgrade to a couple like free, cool like versions and stuff later on. But some of these tools you can still use off of the bat, like without paying a penny, right? So that's the juicy topic today.
By the way, when we're done or jump in, I mean, we want it to be interactive, obviously, but also if you have something that we're not going to talk about that is free, I mean, share it with the rest of the group on the call, share it with me because I love free. So yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys have too.
Yeah, no, fantastic. We're going to dive right in. And our virtual assistant, Meg, you're going to start letting people in as we like take over the screen for some of these. So I'll let Chase handle some of his favorite tools to begin with, and then you can pass it on to me. And if you want to chime in, it's interactive. Give us your 2 cents. If you hate it, I want to know why. If you love it, I also want to know why. So let's get into all the things. So Chase, take it away first.
All right. So first one is newer for me, to be honest. I know it's been around for a couple of years, but Curb Hero. That is it's totally free. If you're on a team, it's a little different. They do charge for teams, but you get access to most of their features. What happened to my view? You get access to most of the features without paying a penny for it. And I'll show you kind of what I'm going to do really quick. This is not really a dive deep session, but I'll show you very briefly about why it has been pretty powerful. I want to get rid of as much potential data entry duplicates, adding a system here, adding a system there, as much as I possibly can. And the nice thing with Curb Hero, aside from being able to register their info and get their name and stuff, let me show you really quick on the integration side with Follow Up Boss specifically, without going to a third-party system like a Zapier. You're able to map everything that you can gather from Curb Hero directly into where you want it for your Follow Up Boss account. And that's okay. So the basics, right? Email, first name, I want it where I want it. But I can start adding custom tags based on the city of the listing if you want to use reverse prospecting in your database, right? I want it to map to my team, of course. We didn't talk too much about that. All the listing information I can then push into Follow Up Boss as an inquiry, which for me, using Real Scout, a lot of IDX and VOW services allow for this too. But if you have the property information as the inquiry, Real Scout and some others are going to grab that and then automatically create the search for you. That's a huge, huge value here because then you're not relegated to, hey, agent, or hey, myself on Monday, I got to go in, I got to call everybody and also create custom searches, yada, yada, yada. The last one that I kind of built myself here was I put in my own custom field for the Curb Hero microsite. And you can do your own, of course, here, but it would be a little trickier to do. But what I do with this is now I populate our initial text message that goes out about an hour after the inquiry comes in. And I'm able to then leverage the actual listing address and the property's website in that text message to kind of keep that conversation flowing. But Everything I just showed you is part of their free product. So that's a super fun, super easy one to grab. And again, I've used, over the years, I've used Spacio, I've used Open Home Pro, we use Vilopo's Open House tool, we've used Agent Fire's Open House tool. They're all good. This one, I think, gives you the most control without having to go and reinvent the wheel. And the last thing that's pretty powerful, an agent called me yesterday from our brokerage, asking what I was using for open house tools. And he said Curb Hero. And I said, that's the one we're using. And he's like, yeah, but the problem is a lot of our listings are like in remote areas, we don't have cell service. I said, great. Curb Hero works offline. And then when you go back to Wi-Fi, it then syncs all that data. So there's not really any hurdles to jump over. So I would definitely, that's one of my favorite ones. And again, we've been using it for about a month now, and agents love it on the team. And I love it as the as the admin that runs all the data. But that's an awesome one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love Corporate Hero for the open houses. I still have some agents I set it up for, and just because they're not a solo agent, they're usually like maybe like 3 or 4 person team. So the alternative to that would be you would have to use an outside form, right? So you can do like a Google form, use Zapier, set that up, and it could just be like whenever a new Google form is filled out, open house sign up sheet. Remember the old school style, like write on pen and paper, make it electronic, right? Put it on Google Forms, Zapier that when a new Google form is filled out, send it over to Follow Boss. That's right. It. You don't get all the cool features like you do with like Curb Hero, but again, if you're not a solo agent or one person, literally you'd have to pay for Curb Hero. So that is the other alternative if you're a little bit bigger than a solo agent. So
and lastly, I know I saw Allison raise her hand. One of my agents that is just crushing open houses right now, she still uses pen and paper. That's just her style. She loves it. She puts a fake lead on the top so it looks like someone's already signed in. But then all she does is then goes into the app on her phone on Curb Hero. As the open house kind of ebbs and flows and has a minute or two worth of time, she'll put them all in. So she still leverages the pen and pad, which does work very well if that's what you're used to. So use both.
Yep. Awesome. Perfect. Let's move on to tool number 2, Chase.
JumpShare. Oh boy. Okay. Who here? And again, cameras on if you can. Put in the chat though. And first of all, Agile Curb is a free open house tool. Open houses only. I mean, I'm sure you could hack it for something else, but that's what it was built for. Number 2 is JumpShare. Okay, who on the call, raise your hand or click the raise hand button or put in the chat, has heard of or used Loom before? Everybody, right? So I'll challenge you on this because JumpShare does everything that Loom does, right? But it then takes that to another level with respect to file sharing. And don't think of this like servers and IP addresses, and it's not like that. Let me share my screen and show you very quickly what this looks like. Screen number 1, I think that's what I want. Okay, can you guys see everything here, including the mirror display? Okay, so you see this little kangaroo icon up on the top here? Yep, that's JumpShare. So everything here that's being hosted is a hosted link on my site. So listing paperwork from the listing we took yesterday, this is the paperwork that we send to our TC. Everything that we do back and forth is dropped into here. Now, all you have to do, by the way, to send something, so say I want to send our expired letter campaign to Lisa, I could email it to her, and I might because it's a small document, but all I have to do is take this file, I'm going to drop it onto that little kangaroo icon. The URL is already copied to my clipboard. And then I'm going to just paste it in there. And now you guys have all access to that file, right? If you click on it, on the paid account is not expensive, but you can customize your logo and some stuff like that. But if you can still see my screen, I do video shares like Loom videos constantly. So I've learned the hotkey is Command-Shift-7. You see this on my screen, right? So I can select part of the window to record. I'm just going to record a little bit. And Meg, make sure you're smiling, please. So here we are on a live Zoom call. We're JumpShare recording this to be able to share to other agents and users across the country. And I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. It's going to upload the file. Now, I don't want to wait for it, but in about 5 minutes, depending on how long the video is, it uses their own AI to rename the file for you, provide a summary. It just recently, and it's not perfect yet, but let me show you a longer one. Here's a 5-minute one. I'm helping some agents do a KV Core to Follow-Up Boss migration, but here's the back end. So I can come right into here, and it's going to build an SOP for me from that video in text, right? And or a step-by-step, right? And these are ones you're not going to use, but this is all part of the product. And it's so, I mean, I use this so much. I'm probably uploading, well, you can probably see here. I uploaded 2 things today, 2 things yesterday, 1, 3. I mean, I'm using it all the time. And it just lives here. So my VA is constantly getting, you know, JumpShare links, and you can turn them into GIFs. I mean, you can use it for email, video, bomb stuff. That's a bit of a workaround because you kind of have to, you know, play with it to make it work, but it does work that way.
I did Follow Boss video, like a bomb.
What's that? One more time.
Have you texted through the Follow Boss dial-in number like a video? Like, will it embed like a Loom video?
So you would, yeah. So the answer is yes. You do have to come in. You can't just, if I just copy and paste this link, where are we at here? Copy the link. I'll go to Follow Boss. Let's see. I don't think it works like that. It will give me the little preview in a second. Let's see here. This was slow for me today too, by the way. That didn't work. So it does work. If you got to come in here, you got to go to share, embed for email, right? This will work. But again, it is a workaround. But if you don't want to pay $40 a month for BombBomb, then you do have an option for it, right? Other thing, and I know every desktop computer, or desktop computer, every Mac OS PC has screenshot options, but it's so much faster for me to use JumpShare. And I can grab here, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to send to my VA, press this first, press that second. I want you to go here, and I want you to type in, make sure you don't forget whatever. And then I want to blur out this because I'm going to send this to a client. Now, quick caveat on the pro versus free. If you're on the free account, you have to upload it, which just sends it here with a link. If you pay, it's $10 a month. I know we're not going down the paid rabbit hole, but if you're going to pay for anything on this call, I would go here. But you can upload it, and then boom, here's the link to share. I can save it if I'm on a pro account or the $10 a month account. I can save it as just a regular PNG file. But honestly, that's probably the one tool that I like cannot live without at this point. That's not like a main prop tech, real estate tool. Just phenomenal. And for me, it's the same price as Loom for what I'm getting out of it, but I'm getting Dropbox plus Drive plus Loom plus whatever else.
Canva for annotations. Yeah,
exactly. So super, super quick.
No, that's pretty cool. I like it. I may go cancel Loom today. So thanks. Awesome. I know we're halfway through, so we got to go through this pretty quick. So okay.
TidyCal. Who has Calendly? Who's paying for Calendly or not paying but using the free account? TidyCal is another version of it. It's through a company called AppSumo, which is like a startup kind of software marketplace. It's one of their own proprietary softwares. It is free to use. There's not many limitations. It's mostly around branding and how much you can customize the landing page and this and that, but it is totally free to use. And if you pay for it, it's $30 once, and you get access to all the features. So my real estate calendar's on there, my consulting calendar's on there, RECC just migrated over to it. So if you're using Calendly on a paid account, I would look into it because you're going to get almost every feature you could want out of it. Don't need to go too much into that one because it's a calendar integrator, right? But that's a great one too, and one that a lot of folks don't know about because they're so used to Calendly as the name, kind of like Kleenex. But that's been a great one.
Yeah, and I really like their customization for their links. So like I got tidycal.com. Oh, let me put it in here for you, Allison. Yeah, tidycal.com. And like if you want to look at mine is tidycal.com, Lisa Vo. So I got to snag that, right? So you could just do that, and that would be much easier to remember, right? Versus like buying your own domain or whatever, or like if you use like go high level API dot something connector, blah 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 blah. So anyways, like snag one of those. I bought a lifetime deal. It's $39. We just upgraded the team version, which is $79, and we're talking about lifetime. You pay once and you never have to like upgrade again. So super cool one. I know you talk about this one a lot, Chase, and don't go too far into the rabbit hole, but because I know you're doing one on Thursday again for this, but Descript, one of our favorite ones.
So real quick, and I'll drop in the link here to register. I'm doing an hour-long kind of AI content strategy session on Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So I'll put a link in here. We'll dive deep into it. Descript is a video editing software that starts out free. Again, most of these services have paid versions. We're kind of going on the free version right now. It is basically, and I come from music background, video editing. I've used Final Cut and Premiere and all the expensive stuff. Descript, you edit your videos like a Word doc, so it transcribes your video. If you delete the text of what you're saying, it will delete exactly where you're saying it on the file, and it makes a seamless cut. I'm diving deep into that one on Thursday, but I'm able to edit basically 2 reels a week. Minute-long videos that I have probably 3 minutes of raw file for each video, and I'm maybe spending 5 minutes, each. So it's very quick. You do not need any video editing skills whatsoever to use it. But again, I'll get the link in here in a minute once Lisa takes over, and I'll grab it. But definitely hop on Thursday. It's another free webinar, but great tool, great tool. Do not let the editing get in the way of your video content.
Agreed.
And Brandy, by the way, that looks like a fake background. I know you're driving. It looks so cool with the sunroof you have.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, I know we're a little bit pressed for time, so I am going to jump in some of my favorite tools. So I am a TC by nature. I have been administrative for 13 years, and I love free things. So many moons ago, I have tried, it's Amatree is the name of the company that owns it, but Folio by Amatree is what you're looking for. So not to be confused with Folio, completely something different, but Folio is free, and it can be free for a lifetime. So for you solo agents that are maybe doing like 1, maybe 2 deals a month at one time, this is going to be really great for you, up to 3 deals, right? After that, you have to start paying and stuff. But I use this for many years. So it's 1 account, 1 email. It works with your Gmail. It's fantastic. You can have up to 3 at a time. And I won't go into like all of the things of it, but the great thing is you can use it. And this is what it kind of looks like. In your Gmail, on the right-hand side, you will have literally a timeline of what's happening with your transaction. So if you are a solo agent and like to keep everything like in Gmail, it's not great on the mobile app, I will say that. So I have used the mobile version. You can get around with it with like a hyperlink or something like that. But the full capability of it is on your Gmail. You can add dates to your timeline. You can share it with your client. You can share it with your title company, with your lenders, keep all your contacts. But my favorite feature out of this is the files. It will take every single file in all your email and put it, and at the end of that transaction, it'll ask, do you want to close this out? I'll hit yes. It'll ask, do you want to download all your documents as a PDF? Literally click of a button, downloads it as one PDF, and there is my entire E&O file for backup for my account. So this is literally the only thing I pay for that is just a download of the PDFs, right? So take a look at that. If it also auto-categorizes it, so AI will automatically know, hey, is this for 412 through California? If yes, then they'll automatically categorize every single email that comes in under that label. So you don't have to recreate it. So it does work with other things like Microsoft Outlook and stuff like that, but mainly most people use it for basically Gmail. So that is tool number 1. I will flip over and we'll talk about Zapier a little bit. So you've heard us have a couple of different, talks about Zapier and make.com. You can really go down the rabbit hole with automations. I just did one recently last week with Josh with Bar Agency on how to build your own Follow-Up Boss lead sweeper. And even Chase was asking me this morning, what in the world is a lead sweeper? What do I need it for? So you know how normally in Follow-Up Boss, you would have to like, lead comes in, right? Assign it to one of the agents or like an ISA if you have one. Then maybe after 10 minutes, you got to check, did the phone call go out? Did the text go out? Did the email come out? You can literally build this within Zapier. You would have to have a paid account if you want this, but you could build it to say, hey, within 10 minutes, Chase didn't do the phone call, pull that lead from him and reassign it to somebody else, right? Like all magically within Zapier. So I won't go too deep into this, but I would tell you this is free to start. If you haven't dabbled into it, go ahead and do it, right? I'm going to go ahead and log in just like.
Let me give you a good use case that it would be free that I've helped agents in my own office. Not on my team do because their websites aren't as techy as luxury presence or Agent Fire would be. Google form for an event or a contest, right? Maybe you're going to give away pumpkin pies or a back to school contest. Have them register on a Google form, right? And Lisa mentioned earlier on the open house form, similar concept. You would use Zapier as the intermediary between Google Forms and Follow-Up Boss, and then Zapier would map all those fields. Remember in the Curb Hero talk at the beginning, all those fields I was showing you, that's kind of what Zapier would do if there's not a native sync like Curb Hero has. That's kind of what this essentially does at a very high level.
Yep. So if you were watching what I was doing instead of paying attention to Chase, you could just put it up here. The AI is fantastic. When a Google form is submitted, add it to Follow Boss. And it literally just builds out new Google form response, create note and Follow Boss. That's it. Right. And this, because it's what we call a trigger and an action, this is free. Now, if you start adding a second or a third step, like you wanted to add a tag, you wanted to send like Chase a text message, whatever, right? That's going to cost you about $20 a month, which is the next plan up. But I get away with a free version for a lot of things. My favorite use case is, especially as a TC, new deal is added to Follow Boss, buyer or seller pipeline, right? And then that automatically zaps over to my Google Sheet. And I just have now it just made my own sales tracker, right? That's it. So nothing fancy. I use that and just kind of move forward along with that. So that is Zapier. Switching over, my favorite thing in the whole wide world, I spend all day long doing Google Sheets, right? Google Sheets is free. If you're still using Excel, please migrate so you don't have to pay for it. But I literally do everything in Google Sheets. I can spend like a whole class. I mean, my next class will be just advanced Google Sheet things, right? But like we keep all of our calendars for our live sessions on a Google Sheet, right? What is a registration link, right? Here is what we call like a smart chip. I won't get too fancy with the names, but basically this will assign it to a person, color coded, make it pretty. I can even tag Chase in here with the task if I wanted him to do something for this, right? And the great thing is that you can share it to multiple people. So I know a lot of people use Google Sheets already. Again, I can do a whole class on this. You can get really cool with like project trackers, tasks, right? I'm even building one right now where all my Follow-Up Boss tasks will go to my Google Sheets for my team. And my team is just using Google Sheets to update. So when they update something, let's say they mark their tasks as done, it's going to auto update my Follow Boss tasks. I wouldn't have to log back and forth between Follow Boss. Not everyone's going to need that use case. I'm very task-based heavy company. So that may not work for you. But if you wanted something like that, you could totally do that between Zapier and Google Sheets, right? So let me see, what else can I say? I'll flip over again to like maybe Google Sites. So all the Google Suite things, if you haven't dove into Google and like Gemini and things like that, you're kind of missing out. So we've talked a lot about like people wanting to build out like a portal for their team, right? Something for their project. Maybe you have like you and your husband, right? And you want to keep everything. Hey, hon, where's the W-9? Or hey, where is the calendar for like the kids, right? You can literally throw on a Google Sites. I did this for my church moms group. There was 13 of us that had kids in the same year, and we wanted to give all the mom tips, right? And it was just like for us. So I created literally a microsite inside of Google Sites and linked everything together. The cool thing I like with Google Sites is if you have that Google Sheet, remember that sales tracker we talked about, right? You could literally just pull it into here and just add it. Like you don't have to upload it and download it. You can just literally pull it from the Google Drive and just insert it as a document, which is the cool thing. So I'm going to insert, Chase's video in here. And anyways, so it can do all those different things, right, without me having to lift a finger. So one of my favorite things, again, for internal things, just for me to keep organized, I like to keep all my SOPs in here and things like that. And then I share it with my team members. So awesome. So I will move on to Google Notes. So if you, sorry, not Google Notes. I call it Notes because that's what it is on my my Apple iPhone, but Google Keep is like Notes. So if you have, I don't know what it is on an Android, but just like an Apple phone, you have Notes section, right? The cool thing about this is inside of Gmail, you have access to this. And I just literally keep like all my things here, right? Like here's my notes for my session for today, right? And I just literally like pinned it. I can remind myself of these notes. So let's say you have a grocery list. Let's say, I think I saw like Sheila from the Follow Boss community. She was using this for a while to do listings and also like keep track of like her transactions and stuff too, right? You can share it with people to collaborate. I think you can also do maybe check boxes and stuff. Yeah, so you can show check boxes, copy it, add labels, add a drawing. There's a lot of cool features inside Google Notes. And the cool thing is like, if it's, again, you're offline, right? You could have it where it's saved to your phone and you can pull it up at any time. So that is pretty cool. I use that one a lot to store my stuff like my EIN. I'm always looking for that number for whatever reason. So I have it on my Google Keep and I keep it there with me, right? Awesome. Let me see. So I will close that one out and let's see. Other thing that I really like, because I do a lot of operations and stuff, Scribe How. There's another free one out there. I forgot the name of it. It's like an orange looking one.
Tango.
What? Tango. Yeah, Tango. That's the other one. So just like this one, like literally I can go to a Chrome extension. I could turn it on and like if I have it here, I literally click the button. And once I sign in, I hit the record button. Every single thing that I click on my computer is going to automatically record for me. No more like, I don't even need JumpShare, right? I can just literally everything I'm clicking, it will automatically create the AI, tell me what the step is, insert a screenshot of it, and I can share it out with Chase or Meg or whoever I want it to. And the cool thing is that let's say this step goes away at some point. Right? Our SOPs, our operations are always changing. So let's say we eliminate step number 2. Instead of re-recording the whole Scribe How, I literally just click a button and delete that step and it goes away. And then I can replace it with another step. So it's been really cool. Like I spend a lot of time in Google Docs, like creating step-by-step, take a screenshot, add it here, annotate, right? Like all those things that Chase did with JumpShare, I now just do with Scribe How for SOPs. Now, I do like that your video automatically creates it, but Scribe How also does a mini video. I don't know if you knew that.
So I'll give you one more pro tip. I don't know about the mini video, but when I was doing a lot of these for our transaction checklist that I was having my VA work with, I would, this was before JumpShare had the SOP, which by the way, I said before, is not perfect yet, but I would have JumpShare recording the screen and Scribe making the SOP. And then I'd have the Google sheet that we had. Here's the step. Here's the video walkthrough, and here's the SOP for it. And it was boom, boom, boom. So they could watch me do it, or they could read through the screenshots and have access to both. So you could certainly double tap those. But if Scribe has it built in, then it's even better. Yeah,
it has it built in. So it's opposite. You would do the step-by-step, and then it would create the video, a mini video of your how-to guide. So
nice.
Yeah. So cool. I got 2 minutes. Let's see if I can make it in time. I don't know where my list went. Life ad. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. I have no idea how I came about this, but I do a lot of productivity, like research and stuff like that. And I think it just came like by chance or whatever. Anyways, I was like, I know what it was. It was one of those Facebook algorithm things that I downloaded it for free because I got suckered into it. But anyways, this is one of my favorite things. I have been trying to do what you call the Pareto principle. Is that right? No, that's the 80-20 rule. Pomodoro. I'm sorry. So Pomodoro is where you're supposed to take 20 minutes of like just high intensive work. Then you're supposed to take a break, right? A short one and a long one, and it gives you this like spurt of energy. So anyways, like Life at is free, and I've been using it for about like a year now. The cool thing is like I can change this. You can't really hear it, but I can actually turn on the background music. So this would be falling into the whole wellness and stuff like that, like ambient sounds and stuff like that. And it's very soothing. Now, what's cool about this is you can connect your calendar. So I can just have this on my right-hand side. I have dual screen monitors, and literally I can see what's coming up next. And I just click the button and I just join. No more fluff. No more going to my Apple Calendar or Google Calendar. Then I get distracted and look at my Gmail. Like literally, this is it, right? I can also like quickly invite somebody if I wanted to my Zoom, like almost like my Zoom, but it's their version of it. If you want multiple calendars, you can't connect it. I just do my main calendar, right? But I can like add different apps and sounds, and like I can have like, again, like just very different spaces, right? Like if I have a different mood, right? Like I even have my Harry Potter one. I have this one on 90% of the time, right? And it's got the Harry Potter theme music on the background. So just really cool things, right? Like if I wanted the notes, I could, but I don't need all of that. But you could also do projects in here. I haven't gotten this far with it, but like I said, like you can add a project, add a note, just a quick like second desk, very clean, no clutter. You can't check anything on it. It's just all your important stuff like all in one place. So
Nice.
how'd I do on time? I am right on time.
Right on time. I do want to let everyone jump in with questions. I can stay on for about 5 minutes still. So yeah, jump in the chat or unmute yourself. I know that was like rapid fire, unbelievable rapid fire, but and it obviously was not a dive deep into each of them, how to use them. It was more so, here are some tools to go look into. But what questions come up from that, and or anything else you guys are using that we should know about?
Hi, Chase.
There we go. Hi there.
It's Allie. I missed a little bit on the Curb Hero for the follow-up integration. So I have Real Scout as well. So is there a custom merge field that you use for that?
Not for Real Scout. The Real Scout picks up off the listing inquiry or listing information. Okay. The custom field, I'll show you real fast. The custom field was built as part of the initial drip message. Hang on one sec. I'll just show you. So I went into my admin and custom fields, and I just created, let me know where it is, right here, a custom field for text, right? So what happens is that initial text message that goes out includes that Curb Hero link to the property, which is like a microsite that they create for you, but it's into their product. So when you're sending out your initial message, it will, again, preempt them. Because, you know, we all know that if they're looking at open houses, they're probably going to, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them in the same day. So you want to kind of re-up that with how we met, where you came from, or whatever, because they're gonna forget who was at which house. But the Real Scout part is built in as long as it's mapped in via the listing inquiry settings.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. But that, I will say though, that was one piece I was missing on some other open house tools we were using. And that alone, between the initial text, double tapping the listing address, because before the template was, hey, Allison, it's Chase. It was a great meeting you at our open house today. What did you think? What house? Who are you? Right? Now it's, we met over at this property. Here's a link to it, yada, yada, yada. And then that Real Scout picks up the property and says, great, they came in on a $2.2 million house in Los Alamitos. Real Scout's going to then create a search for 90720 zip code, plus and minus, I think, 20% on the price. And that's done for me, right? So those two things alone are a huge, value add.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else?
All right. Okay, I did put in the chat. I'll put it one more time for Thursday. And that will be a deep dive on kind of AI content creation, and then a lot on Descript. That's kind of the two things that we're talking about. And the concept there is just taking one piece of content and then maximizing the output into, in this instance, 13 pieces of content off of one topic, and then spacing out over like a month, so you have a full content calendar in about an hour's worth of work. So that'll be a fun one. Much more in the weeds.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, this will be recorded. We'll send this out afterwards. We'll have some homework you can play with. I don't know if we really will, because these are free tools. Maybe sign up for something for free or do a JumpShare and send it over to us. But we'll see you on the next live session Thursday with Chase, and we'll have some more for next week. Thank y'all.
See you guys.
Bye. Hello.